Hey guys, welcome to Season 2, Episode 11, Board History. And as you can see, there's a lot of history at the table today. And we're going to start off with some questions. We'll go through a line of questions for each individual. But first of all, let's start off with introductions. And I want to start with Elaine. Elaine, kind of tell us, what position you've held at board, how long you've been here. Get the audience a brief description of who Elaine is and what have you done since you've been here at Boyd Brothers.
Okay, Nick, I'm Elaine Maund, Vice President of Business Technology and Administration. I have been with Boyd for a number of years. I actually started back in an era of time when pencil and paper was the way we dispatched a truck. I've worked in pretty much all areas of the company. I think there's one thing I have not accomplished while being here, and that is driving a truck, and I do intend to learn how to do that. But my goal has always been to make today better than yesterday for the employees, implementing technology, making us a leader in the industry, and I can say that we are truly a leader, and we work to do everything in the best of our ability. Awesome. Miss Steed.
Hey, I'm Beth, Steed, Director of Logistics. I've been here combined 17 years. When I started, we were not quite pen and paper on dispatching trucks, but we were on dummy terminals. We were not quite all savvy as we are now back then. In the logistics department especially, we did handwrite all of our confirmation sheets, and we had to do manual insurance checks, and we didn't have any bells and whistles to help self-protect like we do now. But the light years that we have come in the 17 years that I've been here, it's amazing to me, just to see how we've grown.
Awesome. And Jeff.
Thanks, Nick. I'm Jeff Hopkins, and my journey started back in 1996. So I think that's 26 years. So started out as a fleet manager, worked in operations. I've worked in customer service. I've worked in training and development, human resources, and safety, where I currently am now.
That's awesome. All right. I got a question for Elaine. Elaine has been here the longest. She's seen a lot of change here at Boyd Brothers. So if you could, run the audience through the origin of Boyd Brothers. How did we start? How did Boyd Brothers begin? And who did it begin with?
Okay, Nick. I started, like I said, in 1978, so that has been a few years. We had 48 trucks, paper logs, dispatch with pen and paper. Everything we did was manual. There was one other driver manager, and like I said, I was in the safety department, so it was a very small operation. This was a time whenever Mr. Boyd knew each driver by name and knew where most lived. He could go find them if he needed them to take a load. There was no cell phones and the technology we have today. He had a relationship and a friendship with the drivers, and he treated them like family, and that was the beginning of the reputation that Boyd Brothers has as being family friendly. He always focused on relationships. It was his belief that having relationships with the drivers was very important for both the driver and for the future of Boyd Brothers. They were sacrificing their family time to be on the road moving freight and working to put food on the table, so he put forth every effort to make them feel part of the family. The driver's success meant success for the company. His respect to our drivers was instilled in each employee then, and even today we operate with that same respect. His legacy has continued to be a tradition at Boyd Brothers. Treating drivers with respect and partnering with them was who Mr. Boyd was and who we are today.
That's awesome. I never got a chance to spend a lot of time with Mr. Boyd, but from what I can hear, he was an amazing man, and I know you can probably hear this one. I definitely appreciate you for the opportunity and what Boyd Brothers has done for me. But just to move on to the next question, I would Beth, what does Boyd mean to you?
So Boyd Brothers to me, I know everybody says they're family, but it's actually true here. I've had two major life events, one in 2005 and one in 2007, and both times my family here within these walls has made sure that my home family was taken care of. Whether it's been bringing food, making phone calls, prayers, it's been amazing to know that no matter what, no matter where, everybody's got your back.
That's awesome. And Jeff, what does it mean to you?
Well, Nick, same with me. In my career here, I've done several things, but I've also, participated in the Army Reserve and the military, and we had a couple of deployments to Iraq. And so I just remember the support and just the camaraderie that everybody brought to me, and the feelings, the letters and things that were sent to me. And that carries over into day to day. So I think the way we treat our drivers, the way we treat each other, it is a family.
Yeah, awesome. And you've heard family twice, and I want to be the third one to say that. Yeah, Boyd is a big family. We spend a lot of time with each other. I think the time that we spend each other, it's very special. This is a special place. I really couldn't imagine working anywhere. Beth, talk to us about how we put our drivers first.
So, well, we've always put our drivers first, but now with the technology that we give our drivers, it's light years ahead of other companies. With the implementation of our app, you literally have your entire system in your hand. Drivers are able to use the load board to stack themselves out 2 loads deep. They know what they're doing from day to day, and they're not having to make a phone call to guess or to say, hey, should I wait, or hey, should I do this? You've got everything right there, and it's everything from your load information to mobile communications. And the fact that the drivers have direct lines to all of us. I can remember a time where dispatchers and fleet managers were the only ones that really talked to drivers, and now, everybody talks to everybody. Everybody's here for the drivers. Everybody does everything they can do for the drivers, but in the same turn, the drivers do everything they can for us. Just last Friday, I had some issues on a couple of hot loads, and the fact that I had some guys that had just happened to be taking a break downstairs, they rushed to our aid. They did. They came in, they pulled, every resource they could, and they took care of what needed to be taken care of. So it's all of us taking care of each other, but definitely putting the drivers first.
That's awesome. Guys, I usually do safety first and safety always, but this episode was a little different because, as you heard earlier, we have the Vice President of Safety on. And I think he got some words of wisdom or some encouragements for some of the guys out of there on the safety side. I wanted him to do the honors today since he decided to bless us with his presence. So, Mr. Hopkins.
Well, I appreciate that, Nick. Guys, you've heard a lot about the company and the history and kind of, how the culture is here at Boyd Brothers, and within the safety department, I'd just like to say, we are your partner. We're a very safe company here at Boyd Brothers, but, it takes teamwork. And so we utilize technology as well, and we do a lot of coaching. I know you guys talk to Jeff and Sherry on a regular basis, from the time you come through an orientation to when you're out there driving, you're coming back in for your 60-day review. All our guys are here to help you be the best driver you can. So when we talk to you, when we remind you to do certain things, that's what it's about, is about making you be the best driver that you can be. So, currently right now, CSA looks good. We're kind of in winter, so, I think the weather that we're having right now is okay, but, we're just one cold front away from a blizzard or something. So, always be prepared out there in your truck for the worst. Watch your safety videos. I think we're in pretty good shape as we close out the month of January. But, when that new February video comes out, jump on it and watch it. That's to keep things in front of you and in top of mind so that you can, maybe make a better decision when you're faced with a situation. So it's very important. We've had a couple of issues here lately with loads being overweight. That's something that we hate to see. We encourage everyone to weigh their loads, and if there's a problem, and you don't want to get halfway through your trip when you weigh your load. You want to, as soon as you leave the shipper, if they don't have a working scale, get to the nearest CAT scale and weigh your load, because if you get down the road and you have a problem, it can be very expensive. So make sure you do that. There's always time to do the job right. So other than that, Nick, everything's good. Just guys, keep doing what you're doing. Pay attention every day and stay safe.
Awesome. I'm gonna put Elaine on the spot before we close this one out because I know she spent a lot of time at Boyd Brothers, and I know there should be some funny story or something. Take us down memory lane with a funny story throughout your years here that you may have had with Mr. Boyd or with anybody at Boyd. Just take us down memory lane before we get out of here today.
Well, this is truly a funny story, but it was also a scary story with Mr. Boyd. We were flying from Clayton to Birmingham, and our pilot was just, carrying us along, and then all of a sudden, Mr. Boyd jumps up, he rolls up a newspaper, and he just starts batting everywhere, even into the cockpit. There was a fly at the plane, and it was driving him crazy. But I say that, yes, it was funny, but I learned a lot through my tenure here with Boyd Brothers, and I'm so grateful for the opportunities, like I said earlier, that has been offered me, because there has been a lot of good times, a lot of fun times, a lot of hard work, and it takes a team to make this company successful, and it did all start with Mr. Boyd and has carried through his family and the members that we have working on our teams here today. So, I can't speak for the appreciation that I have for the opportunities.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Jeff, Beth, you guys have anything else for the audience today?
No, thanks for having us here, Nick.
That's awesome. I definitely appreciate you guys taking your time out and coming up today to do this episode. It means a lot to me, and I'm sure it'll mean a lot to the Boyd family. And let's just keep pushing. I think this is my favorite episode. This is my most favorite episode right here. So, all right, guys, that'll be it. You guys know where to find us if you want to see this episode. Find us on Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, any social media platform. We try to keep ourselves on all platforms. And to the drivers out there that's looking for a driving career versus a truck driving job, go Boyd.
We are family.
Hey.
I got all my brothers and sisters with me. I have no rhythm, but I can sing.